Hello everyone, welcome to all today's lesson. Today we are going to discuss about strategy implementation. After completing strategy formulation, the organization try to implement the formulated different types of strategies. So to address new challenge and business concern, organizations must constantly monitor, evaluate, and adjust their strategic initiatives. When a new strategy needs to be implemented, it's typically up to managers to ensure it rolls out successfully. So, strategy implementation is the major function of strategic management. We'll try to know different types of stages of strategy implementation in next slide. So let's get started. At first, I'm going to talk about what is strategy implementation. Strategy implementation is the process of turning plans into action to reach a desired outcome. So it is the art of getting stuff done. The success of every organization rests on its capacity to implement decision and execute key process efficiently, effectively, and consistently. So, strategy implementation is essential for every organization to achieve the target within a specified time. Another definition is here: strategy implementation involves forming a strategy and implementing it within the business or team. Learning more about this process can help you execute an organization's plan successfully. Prerequisites of strategy implementation. That means before implement the formulated strategies, then the organization or the manager should consider the following prerequisites. So before any strategy can be implemented, there are a few prerequisites your organization needs to achieve success. Sourcing these essential items in advance will help you successfully implement a strategy. As a management team, you have to consider the following conditions. At first, do you have people with the right skills and experience to implement the strategy? Then you have to ask questions. Do you have the resources you need to execute the implementation? Is your management structure designed for open communication and frequent meetings? Are you equipped with the technology needed to achieve your objectives? So before you proceed to your implementation process, you have to review your strategy and you have to ensure you're providing your team with what they need to succeed. So these are the significant terms of strategic implementation. Process of strategy implementation. As a manager, if you want to implement your formulated strategy, then you have to follow some steps. At first, set goals. This is the first and most important step of strategy implementation. The first step of the process is straightforward. You must identify the goals. You have to set the goals that the new strategy should achieve. Without a clear picture of what you are trying to attain, it can be difficult to establish a plan for getting there. So identify any key variables or obstacles that may arise and develop contingency plan. In this case, you have to set goal at first. Then determine roles, responsibilities, and relationship. Here you have to communicate your implementation strategy with your team. This will help you establish what responsibilities each department will take on and outline your action plan for colleagues and stakeholders. Assign work. Assign tasks to your team members. Each individual should understand the overarching goal and how their specific assignments support it. So deadlines should be clearly communicated to ensure the project stay on task. Execute the plan, monitor progress and performance, and provide continued support. After completing assigning work function, then as a manager you have to execute the plan, you have to monitor the plan, you have to provide different types of support to your team members. So in this case, it's time to put your strategic plan into action. All team members should have the resources they need to complete the tasks at hand. So regularly check in with your team to monitor progress and address any roadblock that may arise. Another step is take corrective action. Then you may need adjust or revise as necessary. This is often the most important step of this process. As issues or challenges arise, shift your approach and take corrective action to your process as needed, so long as you share updated with your team and all stakeholders. Staying agile throughout strategic implementation will greatly improve your project outcome. Complete the job. Continue to check in on your team members to ensure the project is on track and that no additional resources are needed to achieve the goal. Update all stakeholders with any important details of the job or delays in your team progress. Review and reflect. The final step of the process is to conduct a retrospective of the strategy implementation. That means in this stage, after completing 1 to 6 steps, then you have to review your activities, reflect on the overall process and review what went well and what did not. Use this learning to improve your strategy for future project. Once your strategy has been fully implemented, look back on the process and evaluate how things went. Ask yourself question: did we achieve our goals? If not, why? What steps are required to get us to those goals? What roadblocks or challenges emerged over the course of the project that could have been anticipated? How can we avoid this challenge in the future? In general, what lessons can we learn from the process? This is the ask this question to yourself as a manager if you want to review and determine the reflect of strategy implementation process. Thank you so much for watching this video.